You know what? If rates are climbing, co-living is a no-brainer. High cash flow, community demand, stay profitable even when rates pinch. The market might even ask, why didn't you do it sooner? Hey guys, Gori here. Just thought I'd touch base. We've got the RBA announcement happening at 2:30 today. So all the pundits are saying that they're likely going to increase the rates, unfortunately, whether we like it or not. Now, I've got a few questions for you. How will you and the rent you're generating from your investment properties potentially going to handle the higher repayments? How are you going to pay for that larger mortgage? That's the question, my friends. That's the question we should be asking after the RBA's announcement. And look, here's the thing. We've got increasing pressures worldwide. They were sort of saying 20% increase in the 20% chance that we're going to increase the rates. They're now saying 80% chance that it's going to happen. So by the time you're watching this, it may have already happened, right? The rate rises really increase your repayment pressures. And whether one rate rise won't make a difference, but these consecutive rate rises and the uncertain rate market scares a lot of people, and a lot of unsophisticated investors and investors that are just nervous tend to pull out of the market. And look, here's the thing. That's a really unsophisticated way to look at investing. When the rates increase, income should become the central factor for you choosing what kind of property you need in your portfolio for some stability. Now, here's the thing. One is a dangerous number because a lot of people focus on one income stream on the property, and that leaves little flexibility for them when costs climb. So there's a couple of models we have access to that are uniquely cash flow positive and have the opportunity to grow as well. The first one I'd like to chat to you about is co-living, where you have multiple income streams in the one property. And you know what? Something that also happens while interest rates go up is that we tend to see people not being able to afford the higher and higher rents, and they're looking for other alternatives. So we have a lot of working professionals in our co-living properties. For most people watching this, they're going to look closely at our co-living model. And co-living really helps investors invest in something that's cash flow positive from day one, and is also easier for tenants to move into because of them. Instead of tenants having to pay $700, $800, $900 a week for a house, they can get into a house for just $300 a week. And so it's easier for them, all while investors earn, $1,200 to $2,000 plus a week in rental income. And so for people who are really looking at getting into this further and go, Gora, I'd love to know more, I'm just not sure about the next process. We have our co-living webinar that we're running on March the 26th. We've got limited registration still available. So next Thursday, we're going to run a webinar. We'd love for you to join us on our webinar. I'll see you there.